it's Dr. Denny over at For-Positive Culture Veterinary Clinic, and today Maddie and I are going to chat a little bit about cats and heartworm disease. So Maddie's going to go ahead and start us off.
Dr. Denny, what is heartworms in cats?
So heartworms in cats is the same as heartworms in dogs. So these are worms that live in the heart. They're transmitted by mosquitoes. It doesn't matter, dogs, cats, whatever. That's how they get them, is by a bite from a mosquito.
How do cats get heartworms?
So they get heartworms by being bit by a mosquito. So, I know a lot of cats are indoors, and I'm sure Maddie will ask me a question here in a little bit about that, but your cat is still at risk, especially here in Texas. Mosquitoes get inside, and I don't know about you, whoever's watching this video, but I know that they get inside my house here in Houston, and they bite me, and I get welts because I'm super allergic to them, and I have sweet blood. I don't know, they're attracted to me. And I know they come in my house because I've woken up with a big old welt right here, and it did not happen. It was not there before I went to bed. So I know they're getting inside, and they will bite your pets.
What do veterinarians recommend as heartworm prevention for cats?
So there are a lot of different options. A lot of the ones that are on the market right now are topical. I just listened to a podcast not too long ago that was talking about an oral, which we're going to be looking into. If you're watching this video and you do have a cat, then cats are a little bit of picky eaters. So it's hard to say, what can you get your cat to take an oral heartworm preventative? And the answer is maybe. So we're going to be looking into more topicals. So most of our heartworm preventions are going to be topical applications that you do either once a month or every other month.
How do you spot heartworm symptoms in cats?
So that's a really great question. They usually will cause respiratory symptoms, to be quite honest. That's going to be the most common. So we can see feline asthma, where it looks like your cat is coughing, or maybe hacking up a hairball, but nothing's actually coming up. Those are going to be the most common symptoms that you can see. Unfortunately, one of the really scary symptoms that can happen is if the worm dies, it can cause a massive anaphylactic reaction in your cat, and unfortunately, the cats are usually dead by the time they get to us. So, heartworm disease in cats is even more scary than it is in dogs, because dogs are actually the host. That is what the heartworms want to be in. Cats are what's called an aberrant host, where they don't really want to be in cats. The worm is not a happy place for the worms, much happier to be in a dog. But we can see a really severe side effect in the cats.
How will a veterinarian diagnose heartworms in your cat?
So a couple different ways. Definitely by a blood test. So we can look under the microscope at a little blood droplet, and we can see the baby larva heartworms flipping around in the blood, flip around flippers. You can see those called microfilaria. You can also run a heartworm test just like you do in dogs, and you can detect it that way.
Why is early detection and diagnosis of heartworms so important?
Because if your cat has them, you're going to be more cognizant of symptoms, okay? You're going to pay more attention if your cat has asthma symptoms or is coughing. It's going to mean a lot more if we know that your cat has heartworm disease. It's also going to be a good part of a workup. Whenever I get a coughing cat, generally I look back and say, okay, have we been on flea, tick, heartworm prevention? Because often those are all bundled in together. And if not, then the owners and I have to have a really serious conversation about, okay, well, if we do have heartworms, this could be causing the symptoms. And what's really difficult about heartworms in cats is we don't have a way to treat it. You simply have to keep them on heartworm prevention and pray that your cat isn't in that small percentage that when that worm finally dies in 2 to 5 years, it doesn't take your cat with them. So it's quite serious. So I hope this helps you guys understand a little more about why we push heartworm prevention so much with this practice. We're really big into preventative medicine. I think I've said that in every single video. Preventative care is so much better than having to fix a problem when we could have caught it early. So I hope this helps. If you do have additional questions, or if you notice your cat is coughing or has feline asthma symptoms, you can look up on YouTube what that looks like. Please feel free to give us a call and make an appointment. Thanks, guys.